Welcome to Deep Conversations Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Ryan Stewart, and today I'm here blessed to have a special guest by the name Stephanie Nicole, aka Lilmisschitchat.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, so I want to start. I want to talk about where you're from, and let's talk about your upbringing.
So I'm from Queens, New York. My upbringing was pretty. I'm like the oldest of five.
Okay.
And I'm the first grandchild, first niece.
Yeah.
All of that. So I grew up pretty spoiled, but also very strong-minded because I am the oldest. So I've always had to like carry my siblings on my back.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up was pretty good for me. I originally, like I said, I'm from Queens, but I also lived upstate New York, like a whole bunch of white people. At one point, my family, they moved there when I was 16. I also lived in PA at one point. So I'm very versatile when it comes to different cultures and stuff because I've lived several different places.
Now, where'd you...
So you could imagine, like...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you could imagine being from Queens, New York, going to school in like Queens, and then moving upstate at 16, and you in school with a whole bunch of white people. Is definitely a big transition.
That's a whole right there. Yeah. So where'd you get the name Chit Chat?
To be honest, I had a blog which was called IamStephanieNicole.com, and like I was telling my siblings one day, once again, my younger siblings, I'm like, Stephanie Nicole is so boring. I don't know why mom named me this. Like, we need a more spicy name for what I'm trying to do. Like, let's come up with something. So we were sitting there, like, writing names down, words to describe me. And we came up with Lilmisschitchat. At first, it was going to be Little Miss Hip Hop, but then we came up with Lilmisschitchat. So, yeah, my siblings helped me come up with that name.
Yeah. So, like I said, when I was telling you before we started, I was reading your bio, and you wear a lot of hats. So let's highlight some of your skills. You got, you're a hip hop blogger, you're a curator, you're an influencer, and you're a brand strategist. Talk about those for me.
All right. So overall, being Lilmisschitchat, a lot of people know me for being like the girl who they want to know my opinion on what songs I think is hot. They want to play my playlist. Yeah. They want to know who's on my playlist. A lot of times I even get fake pages writing me like, oh, why you not talking about this artist? Like, I don't know, for whatever reason, at this point, it's very important for people to hear me talking about certain artists. You know, they feel like it's very important, especially in the city of New York. I launched my blog about 5-6 years ago. So it's like ever since then, it's been going up and up and up. And every single year I elevate. And since the first day I launched my blog, to be honest, I've got like some type of notoriety. Because I've always already been popular in New York for just being me. So when I decided to launch my blog and use it for something, you know, people just came with it. When it comes to brand strategy, like I'm all about, like, I could put myself in anybody's shoes or any brand shoes and see what's best for you. I'm a person that's very self-aware. So I know what's best for me. I know what works for me. And I know what might not work for me. And what might work for me might not work for you. But what might work for you might not work for me. And I'm really good at being able to, you know, put together what might work for somebody else, but it might not work for this person, you know? And just bringing out people's key, like, you know, best attributes.
Yeah,
I'm really good at that.
That's one thing that I learned, you know, because I started this about a year ago. And the one thing I learned, you know, about branding is, I'm a private person, but, you know, but still, I mean, with this branding, you're the brand, you know what I mean? And every single day you have to do something. You gotta, especially with social media, you have to do something.
And I feel like that also is kind of hard for me because I feel like, all right, so when I first got started, in the game, I was like an intern for like a publicist, right? So I didn't expect Lilmisschitchat to get this big, be who she is. I didn't know. So now sometimes I find myself being challenged because I'm kind of shy. You know what I mean? I'm so used to, I could speak for other people. I could tell you about someone else. I could tell you how to market this person. I could tell you how to brand this person. When it comes to me, I'm super shy. I don't really like talking about me like that. So sometimes it's really, really hard. Like even this interview is like a little real nerve-wracking for me because talking about myself is like a little weird.
Yeah.
And of course, I interview people, so I'm usually the person asking questions. So when people ask me questions and talking about myself, you know, it gets a little awkward.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. It. Now, and two, you have you wrote 2 eBooks.
Mm-hmm.
You wrote 2 eBooks. One was Rich Girls How to Boss Up Online. Talk about that.
Rich Girls How to Boss Up Online was an ebook that I wrote, like to help girls like build an online business, like an online boutique. Like everybody wants to make money online. Everybody wants to sell online, but a lot of girls don't know the steps to like literally, you know, starting an online business. Mm-hmm. So that ebook literally gives you steps and tools how to create like your online, you know, presence and business.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you different options on what you could do.
Yeah.
If you're looking to start an online guide.
Now you have
then my other ebook.
Yep, go ahead. That's what I was just going to jump into.
Yeah, my other ebook, the Rising Rappers Guide. That guide pretty much tells like artists like the key people to connect with. Like, you know what I mean? I have literally people DMing me, emailing me every day, like, who should I get my music on their site? Who should I connect with? What producers? What influencers? What blogs? So that ebook is literally all that information put together. It has like a whole bunch of gems that people will probably charge you like thousands of dollars for, to be honest.
Now now you have an opportunity to be coaching like up and coming artists. So what does that process entail?
Yeah. I mean, that process is a very tedious one, to be honest, because once again, every artist is different. Like I said, the book has a pretty, I'm gonna say a pretty general, you know, standpoint that could work for any artist. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to like branding and marketing artists, you gotta be, you know what I mean? You gotta know your artist. You gotta make sure you know what works for them, because every artist, every person is different. So you won't exactly be able to market them the exact same way. Because you know.
Now, what are some memorable experiences that you had since you've been in the game?
Well, I went to the Grammys one time.
Say word.
When I was an intern.
Hey.
I did Magic Fashion Trade Show in Vegas one time. That was super big.
Yeah,
I host a whole bunch of events. That's always a big thing for me because I'm like, dang, they want to pay me to host their event.
Yeah.
So that's always an accomplishment for me. I got chosen as top 100 hip-hop blogs on Google. That was important to me because it's like, wow, people checking for Lilmisschitchat.
Yeah.
I went on tour with an artist named Diamond King. That was last year, and that was super dope. I feel like I still got a lot of stuff I want to accomplish, but I can say that I've definitely done, you know, a good amount of things. Like every single day, every single year, I feel like I'm knocking more stuff. Like, wow, I never thought I would be here. Like I'm knocking stuff like 10-year-old Stephanie would be proud of off the bucket list, if that makes sense.
Now, what have you learned about yourself through all of this, you know, wearing all the hats and everything that you've been doing?
I've learned that I'm not for everybody.
No, that's deep though.
Yeah, no, I learned that I'm not for everybody and I shouldn't force myself to mesh well and, you know, be with everybody. I learned that I'm a person that's very passionate about business. And I'm also very genuine. I stand on certain morals, principles, and values that a lot of people don't stand on. I feel like we're in an age where people be, you know, worried about the wrong shit. And I have a very old soul. And being with that, I've learned that I cannot mesh myself with everybody because it's only going to be my downfall. Yeah. So I learned that I have to be very specific who I align myself with and who I work with because of my heart and stuff like that. For real.
I'm
And I know
learning.
it's kind of deep, but
No, but I learned too that as I got older, my patience for certain things and certain people is things that I used to, I used to just kind of just let it go and stuff like that, and I just kind of roll with it now. Now, and I'm older, nope, can't, because like you said, it's you learning that you don't mess well with everybody, and that's all right though.
right. And also, I feel like a lot of times other people can be a downfall. If you let too many of the wrong people in your space, next thing you know, you going downhill when that was never your path. You're supposed to be going here but you aligning yourself with the wrong people. You trying to be nice to this person, you trying to help this person, and those people are not supposed to be on your path. No. So that's something very important that I learned. Make sure you aligning yourself with the right type of people, because everybody's not for you. You feel me? God made you who you are for a reason, and you gotta,
No, that's the truth. And you kind of answered the question, because I was going to ask you, have you found it difficult coaching some people? Because everybody's not coachable. You know what I mean? Like
Yes, I've definitely found it difficult coaching people. That's why I like to work with people who want to work with me, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I like to work with people that be like, they really want to work with me. They know what I can bring to the table. Because I feel like sometimes people, if they don't really know what you got going on, know who you are, there can be, an issue there if they don't respect you the right way, because they don't know,
Yeah,
so people just make sure, once again, aligning yourself with the right people.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to jump over into female rap, because I know that's your
yeah.
So why have you found that such a passion for you?
Because, all right, so growing up, well, I've always loved female rap, but when Nicki Minaj came out, I was a real big fan. Like, I was in college, had girls signing their boobs. Like, I was a real big Nicki fan. So I just feel like Nicki, I started seeing how many female rappers were kind of coming after Nicki, and I was like, dang, people don't even know. People did not know, like, it was this female rapper. There was so many from, like, the Asian Dolls. I'm talking about 5-6 years ago when I first launched my blog. Like, you feel me? Like, there was a whole bunch of female rappers I feel like that wasn't getting no attention, or people wasn't paying attention to, and they might have been getting views on YouTube's too, but the media platforms weren't picking them up. So I'm like, you know what? Let me create a media platform that pays homage to these girls, because nobody else is doing it. Now I see there's a few that do, but when I first launched, there was none.
Yeah, there was. It's So who's some of your favorite female rappers right now?
Nicki Minaj is always gonna be my favorite female rapper. But to be honest, I like all the girls. You feel me? I like anybody coming through expressing their lifestyle and what they've been through. Because everybody's not gonna be relatable to me. You feel me? We're not always gonna be from the same walk of life. So I respect anybody that's coming and, doing their thing. But my favorites personally that I'm listening to, Nicki Minaj always. I really like Lady London. I really like Fake Bitches Hero. She's from Philly, Rocky?
Yeah,
I really like her. I feel like lyrically, those two, Lady London and her, are really, really good. I like all the girls. I really do. I can't really say like who's my top 5 right now, because I feel like right now female rap is like at a very crazy space. It's like it's so many. You know what I mean? It's like, who's gonna be here? I need to see who's here from 5 years from now to see who really put in that work. For me to be saying who's my top girls, I can't really say right now, because a lot of people, like I said, when I first launched my blog in 2015-16. There was it wasn't a lot of girls that was out then are not out now. The only girls that I really remember that have stayed like, relevant, it's like Asian Doll. Aside from her, like Queen Key, you know what I mean, Cuban Dolls, all those girls that were popular back then, you don't really see them dropping music, Molly Brazy. You don't see them making the buzz that they were making a couple of years ago. So that's kind of my, you know. So I just want to see what the girl's going to do. Then we're going to see who my real faves are. But right now, a lot of the girls coming up are really doing it for me.
Now, what's some new ventures for you that you got coming up, and then what's some of your goals in the near future?
New ventures. I don't want to speak about new ventures yet, but I'll speak on some goals, just because like I feel like sometimes, and this is being transparent. I feel like I'm the type of person, I'd be so happy to let everybody know what I'm doing or what I got going on. Cause like literally, I'm the type of person, like if somebody tell me they're doing something, I'm doing everything I can to make you win or help you win, giving you opportunities. But I feel like a lot of people don't put that same energy out for you. No. So moving forward, I'm trying to be quiet with my new ventures and not tell everybody, because I feel like sometimes, you know, like I said, I'm not for everybody. But goals are literally, I want to drop a project. You see how like DJ Khaled does the projects with like different artists. I want to be able to host a project like that with different artists. Hosted by Lilmisschitchat. I want to make sure the chat room is a destination spot for artists who come to New York City. You know what I mean? I have a lot of relationships with artists all over, but I want them to be like, I want artists from everywhere to be like, yo, when I come to New York, I gotta sit down with Chit Chat in the chat room. That's very important to me. I want to make sure that, I feel like sometimes people have a negative idea about me, because sometimes I have two sides to my personality, right? I could either be like the girl next door, a little ghetto fabulous, or I could be like the computer nerd girl. And I feel like on the internet, sometimes people see me as like this ghetto girl or whatever the case may be. And I want to make sure more people see the other side of me. You know what I mean? Of course, you know, bring them in with the thing that's relatable, but let other people know that there's other side of me. So I want to start showing more of my personality to the world. That's definitely a goal of mine. And I just want to I want more women to be respected in hip hop.
Yeah, because there's only a few names, you know what I mean, that's kind of respected. You got the, you know, the Remy Ma's and the, you know, a lot of the kind of the little bit of the, you know, the pioneers back then, but now there's not a lot that you don't hear from.
And even with media and stuff, like, you know, we have the Angie Martinez, we have the Angela Yees, but like, even with Angela Yee, like, I love Angela Yee's, no disrespect, but I feel like, do people really respect her as a hip hop journalist? No, they respect her as someone to come and do interviews. But when it comes to hip hop, she's not somebody that they really respecting. Right. So I want to be a respected. I want them to respect what I got to say about projects that's dropping, hip hop. I want to have a respected opinion in the game, because I know that my opinion is valid. And like I said, I feel like a lot of the world is lost in the wrong places, and I want to bring back that, you know, that realness.
Shit's not fun no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
even with the whole drill scene, like, they get mad when I say this. They be like, really, it's just music. But yeah, y'all talk about smoking on ops, killing each other all day or whatever the case may be. But it's just like, is that acceptable?
Yeah, and like you said, everybody can't relate to certain things like that. You know what I mean? That's a small group of, we all grew up in the hood. You know what I mean? But it's sometimes
right, and that's what I tell them. Like, I'm from the hood. I've never been anywhere where people started shooting before. So how am I supposed to feel about that?
That's what I'm saying. You see,
it's uncomfortable for me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like, it just doesn't. Some stuff is just it's not relatable sometimes. Now, where can they find you on social media?
They can find me Lilmisschitchat, LILMISS, Chit Chat on Instagram, Hot Topic Steph on Twitter, and Lilmisschitchat on YouTube as well. And the Lilmisschitchat.tv is my website.
Okay. Now look, I usually edit all the videos, so once I edit, I
Hold on, I got a question for you.
There you go. Come on now.
So, what did you think about this interview? What did you think about me?
See, and that's the thing. When I seen your video on YouTube, I said, yeah, this is good because you got a lot of energy. Because like, when you interviewing somebody, sometimes it could be a hit or miss when there's people with the, with the energy, and you can just kind of feel certain vibes. But it was from the jump, like your spirit was good. You know what I mean? Like it was a good vibe. You know what I mean? So
yes.
So it was easy to just ask questions and everything like that. And like you said, when you said it was a little awkward for you, you know what I mean? Because you shy, I couldn't tell. You know what I mean? But maybe it's because you've been in the game and you've been doing interviews, so it's just kind of how it goes. But I couldn't tell. I'm a shy person too, but you know what I mean? It's just this is what I like to do. So
yes, it was amazing speaking to you.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and I edit all the videos, so we're gonna stay in touch because this.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna follow you. Well, send me an Instagram because I could not find you.
All right, yeah, I will.
And then yes, we'll keep in contact. Just let me know when it drops so I can post about it and stuff.
All right, cool.
And as far as you, I hope I'll let you know some people that I think should come on the show for sure.
Yeah, please, that'll be dope. Word.
All right, perfect. It was amazing speaking to you.
Yeah, it was. It was fun, man. Thank you.
You're on YouTube, baby.